we talked about being sort of tempered by crisis and some health things, and some things that you've had. I know you've had some struggles around just over the years with health.
Yeah.
And it's changed. I'm sure it's changed and reframed some of your perspective about things.
You know, it's weird. I went to, my life was changed about 4 years ago. I had this disease that presents itself as rheumatoid arthritis, and it's like a chondrosarcoma, however you say it. And it's these little spots on your bones, and it's painful. It can be painful, and it's and it can wreak havoc with your immune system. And my joints are all swollen. They couldn't figure out what it was. Blah. And so I went to a holistic guy. There's a guy, he's from Holland, and he's 60 and
Holland,
he looks 40.
Michigan,
Holland,
or the Netherlands?
The Netherlands. And he's here in Grand Rapids. And he's a big deal, this doctor. It's hard to get in. Somebody has to, another patient has to sponsor you. It's like getting into the Knights of Columbus.
Like
you got to get sponsored. Yeah. You got to
be made.
You got to be made. Exactly. You get kissed on the cheek. No, that's when they're going to kill you, right? Anyway, I went to him. His name's Dr. Denbor, this guy. And I was 220 pounds. My joints were all swollen. I was miserable. But I always look good in a car.
I'd love to be 220 right now, actually.
I'll tell you what, I looked thin. Like I carried my weight below, so I was always pretty in a car. I'm not getting out of the car. I always look good in a car. And so
I've heard that before. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
and
it's true. I always look good in a car. I mean, it's true because from up here.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked in there and he goes, the inflammation in your body is the worst I've ever seen. And this is a guy so he said, cut out wheat, sugar, and dairy. I missed 57 days of work that year. 3 years ago.
I remember you were, and Dave was subbing in quite a bit for you there.
I was out, and Tony's like, what the hell? Come on. And we were just getting going. And so, and they did surgery. They have to scoop these little things out of you. They did my jaw. They scoop these little things out of your bones. And it's crappy and it's painful and meh. And, you feel, there are millions of people who have things worse, but you feel pouty and bad. And so...
well, I would say, can I just interject one thing? Because I talked about, like... other people have so there are silver linings in a lot of the stuff that happened with our kids and my daughter, but it's okay to be mad about that stuff. Yeah, like it's still on me. Yeah, it's still like, it's okay to say that sucks.
It does, yeah.
But eventually you pull through. But anyway, sorry.
So he said, cut out wheat, sugar, and dairy. You're never going to be able to do it because you're type A. And I did it. And it was super hard, and then it got super easy. Wheat, sugar, dairy, and the weight fell off, which I did. That was just a side. The swelling went down. I stopped eating packaged food.
It was just truly through diet.
And then I thought, I'm going to go all the way, and I'm cutting out all animal products because I've always been an animal lover. Watched a couple too many PETA videos, and so I did it, and it has... I put on some weight because sometimes I'll allow sugar, even though I'm supposed to cut out sugar because, when you're vegan, you don't get any. But it's easy. It's way easier than I thought it would be.
You look healthy. You look as good. You look fantastic.
I'm good. I'm comfortable now.
Yeah. Well, you must feel better, which just adds to everything else. You have more energy to get through your day, and it starts at 3 a.m. You got to be kidding me. It's got to feel like a new lease on life.
Yeah. So that's it. But
But through that process, my point is it sort of tempers you and it sort of creates some empathy for situations that you've never really considered.
It also, like you said, you learn to say no. I was a yes person too. It taught me to say no more. Yeah. And then it puts more, that's going to sound kind of deep. There's way more power in the yes when you say no sometimes.
Well, I was almost said that during the thing. It's so kind of, that's why I asked if you were negotiating when you said no about going to Detroit for a year. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes when you say no to things, then the pot gets
They want you more, right, yeah.
But I don't do that intentionally. Like usually when I say, I'm not that,
there are
that
times,
confident
though,
when I'm doing this. Like, let me say no to this, and they'll come back with piles of money.
No, but there are times when really you shouldn't be doing things, but you do them because that. And I've learned to not if still. Again, what I do, it's not like I'm cutting someone open with a scalpel. It's radio. Yeah, right. The sun comes out the next day. It's just radio. If I make a mistake, somebody's kidney doesn't get misplaced. I mean, it's just, life goes on. It's free. It's radio. So, yeah.